What you're about to hear will shake you even deeper. After the first 4 lessons in part 1, these next 5 lessons are the ones most people avoid because they hurt. But the truth is, your entire future depends on whether you apply them or not. One of these lessons has silently ruined millions of relationships. Another has kept powerful people stuck in fear, pretending to be strong while crumbling inside. Keanu Reeves lives by these rules. That's why the world respects him without question. If you're ready to rise, ready to protect your peace, and ready to stop begging for value, you need to hear this. Let's finish what we started. Lesson number 5, don't seeking for approval. Since the moment we are born, we are taught to seek approval. We learn to please others. As children, we want to make our parents proud. In school, we crave recognition from our teachers. In relationships, we long to be accepted. And gradually, we begin to believe that our worth depends on how many people like us, how much others approve of us, and the validation we get from outside. But this way of thinking will destroy you. It will drain you, leave you lost, and make you lose yourself. Because no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you give, no matter how much you change yourself to become the version that others want, there will always be people who don't like you, don't understand you, and even judge you without any reason. And you must learn to accept that. You must stop bending yourself into a foreign mold just to please others. You must stop lowering your voice, suppressing your opinions, shrinking your energy just to blend into the crowd. The moment you live to seek approval, you have lost yourself. And once you lose yourself, the road back is incredibly difficult. Think about the decisions you've made just to be accepted by someone. How many times have you said yes when you really wanted to say no? How many times have you kept your thoughts to yourself for fear of offending someone? How many times have you changed your appearance, your preferences, even your personality just to fit in? And after all that, did it really bring you happiness, or did it leave you feeling exhausted, tense, as though you're walking on thin ice, constantly fearing that with one wrong move, you won't be accepted anymore? Living to seek approval is a never-ending chase. You will never be able to please everyone. When you change for one person, another will set a new expectation. And then you realize that your entire life has been spent pleasing others, without ever really asking yourself, what do I truly want? That is not living. That's an invisible cage that you've locked yourself into. You must free yourself. You must understand that your worth doesn't depend on how many people like you. You weren't born to please everyone. You exist to be yourself honestly, strongly, and without apologizing for it. And here's the hard truth. When you stop seeking approval, people will leave. Some will feel uncomfortable with the real you. Some will try to pull you back into a more acceptable version. Let them go. The people who truly value you will stay. Those who love you will step forward. Those who deserve to be in your life will never ask you to shrink yourself to make them comfortable. But in return, you will find yourself, and that is an exchange worth making, not just once, but every single time. Most people lack the courage to live as their true selves. They fear rejection, worrying that without approval, they will become lost. So they spend their entire lives playing a role. They wear masks, say what they think others want to hear, hide their true selves because they believe it's safer. But in the end, they are the ones who suffer the most. Because deep down, they know that no one really sees them. They realize that they've been living for everyone but themselves. But your story will be different. You will step into the light of truth, stop explaining, stop apologizing for who you are, stop wasting energy trying to get everyone to like you. Instead, you will stand firm in your own identity. You will say what you truly think, live the way you feel is authentic, even if it means losing some people along the way. You're not meant for everyone, and that's a good thing. The greatest people in the world, leaders, pioneers, game changers, have never been loved by everyone. They've had critics, haters, people who didn't understand them, people who judged them, people who tried to bring them down. But they didn't stop. They didn't shrink. They didn't change just to please others. They kept moving forward, kept standing strong, kept being themselves. Because they understood that their worth was not up for debate. And that's the mindset you need to cultivate. Every morning, you must understand that you don't need anyone's approval to be yourself. You don't need the recognition of those who can't see your worth. You don't need permission to live your own way. Those who truly belong in your life will accept you as you are. Those who cherish you will respect your truth. Those who leave, let them go. Those who judge, ignore them. Those who try to change you, cut them off. You weren't born to meet others' expectations. You're not here to be a puppet for the subjective opinions of the world. The moment you stop seeking approval, you take back control of your life. The moment you stop chasing recognition, you become unstoppable. The moment you understand that your worth isn't tied to the opinions of others, you step into a whole new level of power. You're not meant for everyone, and that's what makes you special. They expect a reaction. They want you to resist, to justify yourself, to prove your worth. They want to see you lose your temper, to see you dive into an argument to earn their approval. They crave control over your emotions. And the moment you react, the moment your anger flares, you hand them all your power. Think about it. How many times have you argued with someone only to realize that nothing you say will change their mind? How many times have you tried to defend yourself against someone who already has a prejudice about you? How many times have you wasted your breath explaining something to someone who never intended to listen? That's wasted energy. That's power lost. That's you falling right into the trap they set for you. Those who provoke you don't care about the truth. They just want control. They want to test whether they can manipulate your emotions. They want to push you to the edge, see if you'll lose your cool. And when you react, when you let anger take the lead, you're showing them that they can control your thoughts, feelings, and your peace of mind. But when you stay silent, when you don't respond, when you look at them and say nothing, that's when they begin to panic. That's the moment they realize they have no power over you, that their words, actions, and opinions mean nothing in your world. They expect a reaction, but what they get is a quiet strength. They push you, waiting for you to resist. They attack you, hoping you'll argue. They belittle you, wishing you'll rise to prove yourself. But when you remain calm, when you treat silence as your greatest weapon, they don't know what to do next. Your silence confuses them, frustrates them, makes them realize they have no influence over you. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strategy. Silence is self-control. Silence is courage. It takes tremendous inner strength to stay silent when everything inside you is screaming to react. It takes real power to remain still when someone tries to drag you into chaos. It takes wisdom to understand that not every battle is worth fighting, not every insult deserves a reply, and not everyone is worth your energy. Next time someone tries to provoke you, stay silent. When someone disrespects you, don't give them the satisfaction of seeing you react. When someone makes up lies about you, let them talk. The truth will reveal itself without you having to say a word. Silence makes people uncomfortable. It forces them to confront their own thoughts. It makes them wonder what you're thinking. It forces them to admit that you're too focused, too disciplined, too strong to be dragged into their mess. Those who lack self-control are easy to read. They're easy to manipulate, easy to provoke, easy to control, because they let their emotions drive their actions. But those who know how to stay silent, those who don't react, those who maintain their calm even when disrespected, they are the ones to be feared. They don't need to defend themselves, don't need to argue with those who are already biased, and don't need to explain themselves to those who refuse to understand. They let others speak, let others speculate, let others play their games. But themselves? They remain silent, they stay focused, they hold on to their own strength. Lesson 6. Keep your achievements silent. Let people see, not hear. We all crave recognition, to be seen, to be celebrated. When we achieve something great, we want to share it with the world, to let everyone know about the effort, the struggles we've overcome, everything we've built. It's a natural human instinct. But if you truly want to earn respect, if you want to protect what you've accomplished, you must understand the power of silence. The moment you make every step public, you put yourself in the line of fire. When you boast about your achievements, you open the door to criticism, envy, and unwanted interference. The world is not always as kind as you might think. Not everyone will celebrate your success. Not everyone wants to see you win. There are people silently waiting for you to stumble, waiting for an opportunity to dig for flaws, to uncover your weaknesses. And the more you talk, the more weapons you unwittingly give them to use against you. Think back to those times when you eagerly shared your dreams with someone, only to be met with doubt, derision, or criticism. Remember when you openly declared your plans, and suddenly, everything started to unravel. Obstacles seemed to appear from nowhere. It wasn't a coincidence. When people know what you're up to, they feel entitled to intervene, to offer opinions, even to try to bring you down. The most powerful people in the world never announce every move they make. They don't brag about what they're building. They don't seek praise or recognition. They operate in silence. And one day, the world is stunned by what they've achieved. No warnings, no announcements. Just results. People respect outcomes, not words. You can talk all day about your plans, your dreams, the things you're doing, but it all becomes meaningless if you don't turn them into reality. When you talk less and focus on action, you eliminate distractions, cut out unnecessary noise, and create a space where all your energy is channeled into execution rather than seeking validation. Keeping silent about your achievements is also about protecting your peace. You don't need to explain yourself to those who don't understand your vision. You don't need to face negativity or undeserved jealousy. You don't need to justify your choices or prove your success to anyone. You just keep working, keep moving forward, and let the results speak for themselves. You don't need to announce your progress. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Everything will be shown through the way you live, through the confidence in every step you take, through your solid presence, and how your success speaks for itself. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful. Those who constantly boast about their plans, brag about their achievements, and endlessly seek recognition. They're trying to convince others, and even themselves, that they're truly winning. But the truly grounded, the ones who are genuinely building something great, don't need to say a word. Because when you truly thrive, when your life transforms, when you achieve what others can only dream of, everyone will recognize it. And by then, it's too late for anyone to interfere, too late for anyone to stop you. Because you've already won, you've built a solid foundation, and you've reached a level where gossip, speculation, and negative energy can't touch you. So, stop making every step public. Stop seeking approval. Don't let others get to your plans before they're fully formed. Work in silence, move strategically, protect your vision. And then, when the time is right, let your achievements speak. Not because you talked about them, but because they're so obvious, so undeniable. Lesson number 7. Immediately eliminate those who drain your energy. There are two kinds of people in this world. Those who empower you, drive you forward, and help you become better. And then there are those who only take until there's nothing left. If you want to protect your peace, if you want to build a life that is solid and unshakable, you must learn to eliminate these people the moment you recognize them. Energy is everything. It affects your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. You cannot allow just anyone to have access to your energy. You cannot allow yourself to be surrounded by people who only bring negativity, chaos, and exhaustion. Think about how you feel after spending time with certain individuals. Some people uplift you, inspire you, and push you to break your limits. And then there are those who do the complete opposite. They leave you drained, heavy, empty. They're always complaining, always bringing trouble, always needing something from you, but never offering anything of value in return. You don't owe your energy to anyone. You don't need to explain yourself when you decide to walk away. If someone is draining your energy, it is your responsibility to remove them from your life. No warning, no second chances, no long-winded discussions. When you recognize their pattern, when you see the negative influence they bring, make the decisive choice. Because the longer you keep them around, the more damage they will cause. They will keep taking, keep draining you, until there's nothing left. They will pull you into their problems, their negativity, their chaos, which they've created themselves. And before you know it, you've spent years shouldering burdens that aren't even yours. By now, you must begin to view your energy as sacred, something that needs to be protected with the utmost seriousness. Guard it the way you guard your money, your home, your health. Because energy determines everything: your success, your peace, your ability to focus and grow. If someone is disrupting that, if someone is pulling you backward instead of pushing you forward, they need to go. Don't make excuses for them. Don't tell yourself they'll change. Don't convince yourself that it's not that bad. You can feel the impact they're having on your life. You know they're draining you. Trust that, honor your own feelings. The truth is, not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever. Some people come just to bring a lesson, and once that lesson is learned, you need to move on. Keeping them around just because of guilt, obligation, or past memories will only slow you down. Your peace is worth more than any relationship. Your energy is more valuable than any friendship. If someone brings more stress than joy, more depletion than motivation, more trouble than peace, eliminate them immediately. No hesitation, no apologies, because the longer you wait, the more you will regret it. Lesson number 8, never let anyone see you beg. There is a certain dignity, a certain strength when you understand your worth. It's not arrogance, it's not pride. It's a clear understanding that you are valuable, that you are enough, and that you don't have to beg for something that already belongs to you. The moment you beg, you are losing your power. You're showing the world that you don't believe you deserve it, that you need others more than they need you. You're lowering yourself, shrinking yourself, and placing yourself beneath those who fail to see your true worth. Once they see you begging, they will never look at you the same way again. They will sense the desperation. And the brutal truth is, the more you beg, the more you will be rejected. The more you chase, the further they will run. The more you try to prove yourself, the more you will be undervalued. Begging is not attractive. It does not create respect. It doesn't make someone love you more, appreciate you more, or treat you better. Quite the opposite. It shows them that they have full control, that you will accept whatever little they choose to give. When someone wants to leave your life, let them go. When someone refuses to respect you, walk away. When someone fails to see your worth, never try to convince them otherwise. Because the moment you begin begging for their attention, affection, or recognition, you are telling them that you don't believe in your own value. And if you don't believe in yourself, why should they? The strongest people in the world never beg. They don't cling. They don't force things that aren't meant for them. They understand that what truly belongs to them will always find its way to them, at the right time, in the right way. And they will embrace it with confidence, not desperation. They walk with confidence, steady as if they know one thing: what is meant for them will stay, and what isn't is simply a waste of time. They understand that their self-worth is not determined by the opinions of others, and they refuse to shrink themselves just to fit into a space where they are not appreciated. And understand this. This applies not only to personal relationships. It's true for everything. Work, friendships, opportunities, respect. If you have to beg to be treated with respect, you are in the wrong place. If you have to chase just to be acknowledged, you're dealing with the wrong person. If you have to prove your worth to someone who intentionally refuses to see it, you're just wasting your time. People are naturally drawn to those who know their own value. Those who don't beg, don't cling, don't accept scraps of attention, respect, or love. They don't need to say much, but their presence is enough to make an impact. They act with certainty, not desperation. And because they don't beg, they are the ones chosen, respected, and admired. Whenever you feel the urge to beg, whether for love, friendship, respect, or opportunity, stop. Take a step back, remind yourself who you are, remind yourself that you are a precious gift. And if someone can't see that, if someone can't recognize your worth, the truth is, they never deserved to be in your life in the first place. The final lesson I want to emphasize is mastering the art of walking away. There is a power in leaving that most people never fully tap into, a power that resonates louder than any words, a quiet confidence that distinguishes those who know their worth from those who accept less than they deserve. Walking away is not giving up. It is not a sign of weakness. It is the choice to prioritize yourself when the world refuses to give you what you truly deserve. It is rejecting the act of begging, rejecting the fight to claim a seat at a table that does not value your presence. It is knowing when to stand up and walk away because your time, energy, and peace are too precious to be wasted on people who can't even see their own worth, let alone yours. Most people stay too long. They hold on to draining relationships, friendships that no longer bring goodness, jobs that are depleting their spirit. They cling to the hope that someday things will change, that someday those who have forgotten them will suddenly wake up and appreciate them. But that day never comes, because people do not change unless they choose to. Those who have disrespected you will not suddenly begin to treat you better just because you have endured too long. If they didn't see your value when you gave them your best, they won't see it after you've silently suffered for years. The truth is, leaving is the ultimate test of self-respect. It is the moment you choose yourself instead of holding on to the illusion of safety, instead of the fear of loneliness, instead of the craving for recognition. It is the moment you stop waiting for someone to appreciate you and begin to appreciate yourself. It is the moment I reclaimed control over my life. People will try to make me feel guilty for leaving. They will call me selfish, say I gave up too soon, that I should have tried harder, loved more, endured just a little longer. But ironically, those very people never truly respected me when I stayed. They had grown accustomed to taking my kindness for granted, ignoring my efforts, believing I would never be strong enough to walk away. And now, as I've left, as I've put myself first, they are shocked by what they've lost. But it's too late. I didn't leave to prove anything to anyone, not to make anyone regret, not to make them realize their mistake. I left because I deserved to be freed from the cycle of disrespect, from the burden of constantly trying to make someone see my worth when they never wanted to. I realized that I don't need to stay where I am not appreciated, and I certainly don't need to fight for love, respect, or recognition. Those things, if truly meant for me, will come naturally, without force, without begging, without compromising myself. When I mastered the art of leaving, I also mastered the art of self-respect. I learned how to say, I deserve better. I realized the power of silence, of distance, of choosing peace over chaos. I understood that some battles aren't worth fighting, some people aren't worth chasing, and some doors should remain closed forever. And the hardest part about leaving is the fear of the unknown. What if I can't find something better? What if I'm making a mistake? What if I'm overreacting? Those questions swirl in my mind, but they are nothing more than seeds of doubt planted by a world that has conditioned people to settle for less than what they deserve. The truth is, I will always find something better when I choose myself. I will always attract what is right for me when I refuse to settle for what is not enough. I will always grow when I have the courage to walk away from what is holding me back. There's a reason why people respect those who dare to walk away, because they recognize the power in it. The moment I show that I am willing to leave, the moment I affirm that I do not need to beg for love or recognition, everything changes. People start treating me differently. They understand that if they don't appreciate me, they will lose me forever. And sometimes walking away is not just a lesson for others, but a lesson for myself. It's how I prove to myself that I am strong enough to let go of what no longer serves me. It's a declaration that I am no longer the person who stays in relationships, jobs, or situations that don't appreciate me. I have become a new person, one who knows her worth and will never accept anything less. And I will never regret leaving behind things that once hurt me. You will never regret choosing peace over chaos. You will never regret demanding the respect you deserve, even if it means walking away from people unwilling to give it to you. The only thing you will regret is staying too long, giving too many chances, and losing yourself in the process. Leaving is not easy. It requires strength, courage, and the ability to face the fear of the unknown. But once you decide to walk away, once you choose the path of self-respect, everything in your life will begin to shift. You start attracting people who value you. You find opportunities that align with your worth. You feel lighter, freer, more at peace. The more you walk away from what no longer serves you, the more space you create for what truly deserves to enter your life. The more you distance yourself from toxic relationships, the more you attract healthy, genuine, and respectful connections. The more you choose yourself, the more you build a life that reflects the true value you possess. Leaving is not a sign of weakness. It is strength, a strength only found in those brave enough to let go. It is a skill that can transform your life. It is a mindset that can free you from meaningless attachments. When you learn to walk away, you learn to honor yourself. When you learn to leave behind what doesn't serve you, you stop wasting your energy on things that drain you. And when you do that, you become unstoppable. There will be moments when leaving feels like the hardest decision you've ever made. There will be moments when you miss what you've left behind. There will be moments of doubt, wondering if you are making the right choice. But every time those thoughts come, remind yourself why you left. Remember the pain, the disrespect, the feeling of being overlooked that you endured. Remind yourself that you deserve better. The people who truly value you will never put you in a position where you have to walk away. The right people won't make you beg for love, respect, or care. The right opportunities won't make you feel inadequate. The right relationships will never make you question your worth. Leaving does not mean giving up. It means making room for what truly deserves you. It means refusing to shrink yourself just to fit into spaces that don't appreciate you. It is understanding that your time, energy, and peace are too valuable to be wasted on things that don't bring value. Some people will never realize what they had until you walk away. Some people will only begin to respect you when you're no longer there. Some people will never change until they feel the void of losing you. But by then, none of that will matter. Because by then, you will be too busy growing, too busy living the life you deserve. You don't need to fight to be seen. You don't need to beg to be respected. You don't need to force anyone to honor you, because you know that the people who truly belong to you, the opportunities that are truly meant for you, will never make you doubt your worth. The moment you walk away from what no longer aligned with your values, you will feel complete freedom. No more attachments, no more doubts, no more trying to prove your worth to people who never truly valued you. You stood tall, held your head high, and reminded yourself that you deserve the best. Listen, the reason someone disrespects you, the reason they aren't afraid to trample on your self-worth, is simply because they've never feared losing you. They believe that no matter how they treat you, you'll always be there waiting, forgiving, continuing to accept. But from this moment on, I am no longer that person. Let's walk away with a new mindset. You will no longer be someone begging for validation, no longer someone constantly searching for explanations for others' thoughtless actions. You've made it to the end, and that already sets you apart, because most people will never face these hard truths. But you did, and now you have the tools to build the respect you deserve, not just in your career, but in every relationship you value. Remember, motivation gets you started, but self-respect keeps you moving. Just like Keanu Reeves, you don't need noise to be powerful. You need clarity, boundaries, and action. So tell me, which of these final 5 lessons will you commit to today? Drop it in the comments. And if this message hit home, like, share, and make sure you're subscribed. Your next chapter starts now.